Hey YouTube, today we got the updated 2022 Acer Predator Helios 300 to review. With chassis updates after 3 years and more importantly finally a full power video card, could this be the Helios' return to relevancy? Before diving in, if you want to help me review more laptops, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Taking a look at the back, the large LED Predator logo has been replaced by a much smaller silver badge. Several ports have been moved to the rear. In addition to the power supply, you now have a Thunderbolt 4 port that actually supports USB-C power delivery, also a HDMI and display port. On the left side, there's a USB port, headphones jack, Ethernet port. The right side only has 2 more USB-A ports on it. The weight comes in at 5 pounds 9 ounces or 2,500 grams, around average for a full-size gaming laptop. The 280 watt charging brick adds just shy of another kilogram. An all metal construction with the exception of the base, no wobbly screen here. The keyboard is the same RGB keyboard recycled with the shortcut for the Predator Sense software and volume and brightness shortcuts on the arrow keys, something I missed from my 2019 Helios. They also added a 2-tone LED bar to the front. Inside the Predator Sense software you can manually adjust fan modes, check your system temperatures, change performance modes, and turn off the horrible boot sound effects, unless you like your laptop screeching at you like a banshee every time you turn it on. They'll love you in the library. A very nice update this year, they added Advanced Optimus, meaning in the NVIDIA control panel you can bypass the integrated graphics, giving you the same effect as a mux switch, significantly increasing performance. The screen on this model is 165 Hz, 99.9% sRGB, and 300 nits. Battery life streaming YouTube at 30% screen brightness with the screen set to 60 Hz was 9.5 hours. Inside the Helios is a full power 140 watt RTX 3060, i7-12700h, and 2 8GB DDR5 sticks. In our first benchmark 3D Mark, the combined score was 9535. Moving over to Cinebench R23, the single core score of 1801 matches up with the i7-12700h in the Victus. The multi-core score of 18484 is 16% better than the Victus though. How is this possible? Well, let's take a look at our stress test for the answer. In a 20-minute stress test of Cinebench R23, we can see the processors sustaining over 100 watts. That's 60 watts higher than what this chip's rated to run at, 45 watts, and that's made possible using the turbo mode thanks to an overclock. Stressing the GPU only, we see temperatures in the mid-60s and an average TDP of 115 watts, hitting a max of 135 watts. In a combined stress test running Cinebench and Unique Haven, the processor does finally throttle slightly at a 100-degree point, but still hitting 100 watts. I wouldn't really consider it throttling in the traditional sense since it's still running well above the rated power. Overall, much better temperature performance than previous generation, thanks in part to Acer switching to liquid metal thermal paste this year. Setting the Predator to extreme mode and running a stress test, fan noise is averaging at 52 decibels. Turning on turbo mode sets the fans to max, and it makes the laptop basically unusable without headphones at 67 decibels. Turbo mode makes a pretty big difference in benchmark programs, but in actual gaming, in my testing, it only yielded around 1 or 2 frames, if that. Finally, our gaming benchmarks. In Far Cry 5, the Helios absolutely smashed every laptop I've tested to date at 130 frames per second. In Forza 5, the Helios still outperformed the Legion 5 Pro with the last gen 5800H, but more power for RTX 3070 by more than 10%. For our last game, Cyberpunk, with ray tracing set to medium, it gets a respectable 42 frames, but falls behind my Legion 5 Pro thanks to the game being very graphics card dependent. Right now in the United States, the Predator is only available at Best Buy. Kind of odd because normally the Helios 300 is one of the few laptops Amazon gets first and normally has the best price. It's $1,550, meaning it should be on sale periodically for around $1,400. A $250 markup on base MSRP from last year, but you're getting way more than a $250 return in laptop. After being one of the best laptops in 2019, the Helios 300 became stagnant and definitely got passed by other mid-tier gaming laptops in 2020 and 2021. I think Acer redeemed themselves this year and made a competitive laptop. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss a comparison between this and the Victus. While it might not seem fair, these were actually basically the same price. Thanks for watching.